So the first thing you want to do is make the list of the stuff you got to find so that you make sure you answer all the question, right? So I'm going to do, let's see, x, y, vertex, domain, range. Okay, let's put our easy answer on there. The easy answer is the domain is all real numbers, for sure. This is exactly what your homework should look like, Isaac. Like, all the work's going to be right here, and this is what your homework has to look like. Okay? So first thing is, usually I can answer the y-intercept, but I can't answer it right away because it's not in standard form. So I'm going to move all of this to the other side by subtracting. So make sure I don't make a mistake. Would it be minus 5x? Yeah. Minus 7 equals 0? Is that right? Yeah? So then my y-intercept, is that good? Yeah? You need this freaking list right there. You need that list. I saw most of you had it, but some of you didn't. And so then you have trouble with organization, and then you spend so much time looking for stuff that then you get confused on what you're doing. All right, Michelle. Let's see. What do you want to do first, the x-intercepts or the vertex? The x-intercepts. Is it factorable? That's the first thing we want to check. There's nothing that multiplies to 5 and 7 and adds to -9. That's not factorable. Okay. Next week you're going to learn the quadratic formula, but yet you don't know it now. So you have to complete the square. Yeah, it's over there. Okay, so let's see. Katie, you're having a little trouble with this one, right? With the 5. Is that right? Okay, so completing the square, you know that you're going to move the 7 first, correct? And then you're going to factor out that 5. Correct? All right. And then you're going to divide both sides by 5. Now, like I told you, a lot of times you can skip this step if you're only solving. But next thing we're going to do, like what we're going to do today, is we're going to change standard form to vertex form. And this is one of the most important steps. It's going to be really awesome. You're going to love it. Okay, next thing, you got to take half of b and square it and add it to both sides, right? What is b? -1. -1. So what's half of -1 squared? What's half of -1 squared? What's half of -1 squared? 1/4. Right? And the reason we don't square it over here, what we do over here, is because we're going to factor this next, right? So this is really 1/4, right? -1/4, right? So then x minus 1/4, 1/2, sorry, squared equals
33 over 20.
So you gotta get 20, right? As your denominator is 20. Is that correct?
33.
And so this one's going to be 28 and 5, so 33. Good? So then x equals, take the square root of both sides, right? Oh, what's the square root of 20? Oh, that's a sad story. Square root of both sides, so that's going to be 33 divided by? You know what? Do you remember?
I think it was 4.5.
2 times square root of 5? If you simplified it, right? And then if you do you remember rationalizing the denominator? Yeah. We're not going to do that right now. You know why? Because we're going to graph it. And so we're going to end up using that anyway. Right?
So don't do that.
It doesn't say find the exact x-intercepts, right? It doesn't say find it. So we don't really have to worry about making this real pretty. So we can actually just leave it like that right now. All right. So then you're going to add 1/2 to both sides, plus or minus 33 over 20. That's the approximate. That's the exact, right? But not simplified, right? How many of you guys got that? Okay. All right. So calculator time.
5.7 divided by 4.
You ready? Let's see. So I got 1/2. So I could just put 0.5 for 1/2 right now. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. AC, you look sad over there. Is that because you didn't do your homework? Oh man, that's depressing. So, square root. Okay, now look, I have a fraction. So, I have to be careful how I do this. 33 divided by 20. Is that okay? You guys can see those numbers? Okay, 5.5. All right.
Wait, do you have to close it?
Is that good?
Like with the...
Is that what you guys got?
No.
No? So look, I'm not sure if that's the right answer. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down. Now watch, I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time because here's what I'm going to do. 33 divided by 20 is 1.65. Okay? So I could do it like this. And see if I get the same thing. Because I'm not sure if I use the calculator right. 0.5 plus the square root of 1.65. Whoa.
You did get it.
Same thing. Dang! I just hurt my shoulder patting myself on the back. Oops. Yes, ma'am.
Could we take the approximate of like the square root of 33 and the square root of 20 and then divide it?
Do it the way I did it because it's more accurate. If you do like approximate and then another approximate and another approximate, then you end up with you end up rounding all these things way before your final answer, and it's going to be way wrong. So one answer is 1.78 comma 0. Now a common mistake a lot of people are doing is they're just making the other answer negative 1.78. Yes, ma'am.
Would it not just put 1.8 instead of
I don't know because I wanted to be fancy. So if you didn't hear the question was, why did I put 1.78 instead of just 1.8? Yeah, just to be fancy.
So
All right, Michelle.
we can put it either way.
It doesn't say, right? It doesn't say find to the hundredths or tenths or anything, so you could do it either way. Okay. See, 0.5. Okay, now this time's minus, right? Square root 33 divided by 20. I prefer to do it that way because, yeah, I prefer to do it this way because you won't make as many rounding errors. Negative. So the other one is negative 0.78 comma 0. Good? Yeah? Okay. So Isaac, you see I have all my work right here. Yeah? Okay. Now, I do my paper sideways. I'm writing big so you guys can see. This should be a lot smaller, like if you're probably writing in your paper. And then right underneath, you're going to do your vertex. But since I don't have room underneath, I'm going to do my vertex over here. So the vertex, you know, you have to take negative b over 2a, and you have to plug it in, right? And you plug it in. So that's your x and y coordinate of your vertex. All right, so what is negative b over 2a? What's b? B is negative 5, right? So I'm going to write it out, be very, very careful. And what was a? 5. Reduce for the love of all that is good and holy. Please, reduce. It's positive 1/2. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and write my x coordinate right there. And then you just take that and plug it in. So 5 times 1/2 a square minus 5 times 1/2 minus 7. And I just have to see what that equals. So, let's see, this is 5 over 4, right? And you know this one's going to be 5 over 2, right? And you know you need a common denominator, right? So is that going to be 10 over 4? Yeah? You sure?
Yeah.
Sam looked at me like, what's this voodoo you're using? Do you see, look, like that's 5 over 2 right now. But I need it to have a denominator of 4, so I'm going to multiply by 2 over 2, right? So it's going to be minus 10 over 4. And they're always doubles of each other, right? So that's negative 5 over 4 minus 7, right? Okay, you ready for some more voodoo? Because this is 1 1/4, right? Can I find the range now? Is it going up or down? How do you know it's going? How do you know it's going up?
Because the y of the vertex is negative.
That's not why you know it's going up.
Because the
because A is positive. Since A is positive, it's going up. So the range is going to be, right? Good? Yes, Leslie? So for quadratics, the domain is always all real numbers for quadratics. Okay, now our graph. Since we don't have we don't have to do an accurate graph, it's just a sketch, so you can just do a, right? I don't know why Jose's not writing any of this down. Kind of sad story. So anyway, so that'd be -1, 1, 2. Let's go. So let's do it like this, because everything will fit on that, right? Like all this information will fit on that graph. Okay. Diego, you need to stop doing whatever that is. Yeah. He didn't do his homework. Don't talk to him. Okay. 1/2. Shut up, Isaac. So 8 1/4, about right there. Is that good? And then you just sketch your shape. Oh, that is... Oh my gosh, that is like the worst one I've done all year. That is so freaking horrible. Oh my gosh.
Will I fail a test because of this?
No. Okay, that's a little better in pink, but oh my goodness. Wow. All right.